Hi everybody, SuzyQue here and welcome to QueAquatics and Exotics. And today I'm going to have a little experiment. I'm going to try my hand at a dry start method because I kind of screwed up. Let me show you. I got these 3 tissue culture plants at the Bucks County Aquarium Society, and I think I waited too long. I forgot to put them in the refrigerator, and this one's dead. This one smells funky, and this one's half and half, but we're going to still try. So I'm going to show you my understanding of the dry start method. Now, this is not a how-to video, because this is more like a how I do. I watched a couple of different videos and read some articles, and what I want to do is dry start. And basically what that's going to do is, in an aquarium, I'm going to put my tissue cultures with some soil and a little bit of water, but the plant's going to be above water. And I'm going to make a little greenhouse with saran wrap on the top and see if I can get the roots to grow and see if I can get it cultivated and really take root before I add more water. So here's everything we need. So I got some aqua soil, and this happens to be Amazonia aqua soil. I got 3 tissue cultures. Ideally, they would be nice and healthy tissue cultures, but they're not. I might actually pick up a couple more tissue cultures at my local fish store just to add to it. I didn't really have any aquascaping rocks, so I picked this out. This was one of my turtles' basking rocks. And I like the stone and I like the shape, so this is going to be the extent of my aquascaping. I got a little tank that was sitting outside, saran wrap. I got my little mister. So I am going to give it a start. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it while I do it. And this is, keep in mind, this is just my understanding of how this works. I'm not an expert. All I know is stuff that I Googled. I watched Chung's video. I watched a couple other videos. I've seen Aquapose did this. It's just been so long, and I didn't really research more. I just have a general idea. And since I'm starting with dead plants, I don't have a lot of hope, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to start with putting the aqua soil in here. So I'm going to want about at least an inch and a half of the aqua soil. Now, it says to use tweezers and whatnot. Now, I do have this little rake I use for a lot of things in my hobby. I've never really used it to aquascape, but I think that's what it's for. Oh, it smells like dirt. So once you have the dirt in there, now you're going to want to mist it. Let me leave this out for... So this is the mister that I use for all my terrariums and vivariums, my dart frogs. I'm just going to get it super, super moist. And this can be very beneficial versus trying to plant tissue cultures in an aquarium. You know how a lot of times they float to the top before they take hold? Well, this would help them take hold and not float to the top. And you know, sometimes they're not established where you have more algae than plants. Well, here I'm going to establish the plants first. I just think this is going to be, hopefully if I can get it to work, this would be great. So I do have the soil in there. And I'm going to put my rock. You see how I keep it off-centered. My mom was an artist, and she drew and she painted, and one thing that did stick with me is nothing should be centered, everything should be lopsided, and then she always told me to go with your heart. So that is what I'm going to do here. So now that I have my hardscape in there, oh, I'm going to get the whole rock wet because it just looks so pretty when it's wet. I am going to get my tweezers. I'm going to rinse off the gel. This I really don't have much hope for this one, but I'm going to do it anyway because you just never know. So what I'm going to do is I've got a a bowl of water, I'm going to try to get rid of some of this gel. But as you can see with this plant, there's really nothing left. It's just pretty much mush. But just in case there is, I don't want to give up on it. It's pretty much mush. You know what I might do? I just might put it down here like it was like a moss or something. So next, Alternanthera rednecki, mint. This gel off. There are a little bit of roots. I think I will be able to get the gel off of this one. Right now I'm just separating them and actually taking off the gel. So I'm not sure if this is even going to work, but I'm giving it my best shot. So some of these are pretty far gone. Let's take a look. So what I did was I separated them. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use the tweezers. And I think I'm going to do the red all back in here. And I'm planting them about 1 inch away from each other. The dry start method is a way to jumpstart your aquatic plants, those that were grown immersed, not submersed. So they're already grown immersed. They're, you know, and I'm using tissue cultures, but you can use this on any immersed grown plant. Grow it in this little tiny greenhouse, get the roots to stick, start growing, and then I'm going to gradually add water. This one was the healthiest of all of them. Lanthium talentum. It's broadleaf. And these I'm going to plant along the back over here. And if I get some hydrocodal, the 4-leaf clover, I'll plant that in the front as that was my original intention. So now I'm going to be planting my broadleaf. So as you can see, that hydrocodal does not look very good, but the broadleaf looks pretty good. Let me get that light over here, and the rednecki looks pretty good. So now I'm going to cover it with saran wrap. I'm going to give it another good mist, cover it with saran wrap. Oh, I know where I can put this. I have a tortoise enclosure and all my tortoises are outside. Let's see if it fits in there. I am going to need this enclosure if we get another torrential downpour storm. So I originally was going to put this outside, but on second thoughts, it's going to be way too hot, 80, 90 degrees. I'll end up cooking the plants. At least here, I'll take off the heat lamp. Whew, how's that, guys? Okay, so I did get these. I think it was Petco PetSmart. One of the big chains. I just ran out today when I was at Home Depot just to see if they had tissue cultures, but I didn't see any. This is the closest, so I'm assuming this is their version of it. Lobelia cardinalis. Lobelia cardinalis. So I'm going to rinse off the gel. I'm going to see how many I get from separating them. And I'm not pulling them so much apart as every one because these seem to have a lot more in them. So hopefully it will do well. I'm going to go mist it one more time. So I have the saran wrap on and I'm going to move it over into this enclosure under those lights. Alright, let's see if I can get it in without making a big mess. Snapple. Got it. Leave it right here. Let's show it to you. So I'm going to try to show you. This is day 2. You I planted it yesterday, and today I went to the store and got those other plants, and I got 2 grow lights up there. And we're gonna check this out. I hope this works. This is my dry start experiment. So thanks for coming along and checking out my dry start method. I hope it works. I know I've got a little bit of a disadvantage here using some very old and decaying tissue cultures, but I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm going to stay on top of it for the next, I don't know how long. I'm just going to probably take pictures of it every day and see how it goes. But if you want to see an update, I'm going to put it up in the card up above, and we can check out the update. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time.